Welcome back to KNER New Earth Radio World. This is Soapbox Heroes. I am Tyrone Irvin, and I got some things that I want to chat about. I want to talk about. I want to talk about cancel culture. Yes, cancel culture. It has reared its ugly head once again. And this time it is toward Dave Chappelle. Okay, Dave Chappelle, he just came out with his last comedy special for Netflix. I think it's called The Closer. And in The Closer, Dave Chappelle had said some things about DaBaby. And if you don't know, there's a rapper named DaBaby. And DaBaby was, I guess, canceled? Or I guess people were calling for his cancellation because DaBaby had said some things at a concert that the LGBTQ community didn't quite agree with. It rubbed him the wrong way, no pun intended. And so since he did that, there was calls for him to be canceled. Now let me fast forward to Dave Chappelle. And in Dave Chappelle's comedy act, he brought up DaBaby. He brought up DaBaby. And Dave Chappelle was talking about how people want to cancel DaBaby based on him making statements that they consider transphobic or homophobic or whichever phobic it is. They are saying, you know, you'll cancel him because he says something that's homophobic or transphobic. And then Dave Chappelle goes on to give an antidote about how DaBaby shot and killed somebody in Walmart. And so what Dave Chappelle was saying, well, essentially, it's okay for us to support a rapper who has shot and killed someone in Walmart, but we can't offend the trans community or LGBTQ community. Now, let me put a pin in that right there. As much as I love Dave Chappelle, I think that was a terrible example. I know, you guys are like, what you mean? A terrible example. I think it was a terrible contrast because DaBaby shouldn't have got canceled for shooting a man because it was self-defense, okay? And so DaBaby, I mean, whatever happened with the situation, the case, we see DaBaby here in front of us, and DaBaby said it was self-defense, and apparently it was self-defense. So a person that protects themselves and they shoot and kill someone in self-defense should never be canceled in the first place, or there shouldn't be a conversation about cancellation. So I think that the premise of using what DaBaby did in Walmart, I don't think it was the correct premise for this. But at the same time, I do fully understand what Dave Chappelle was saying. I do feel like there is the tide will roll against you if you do say something about the LGBTQ and trans community. And I don't know if it's because they have a extra absorbent amount of power or if they just are serious and they speak as one. I don't know. I'm going to leave that right there. But what I'm going to say about this whole cancel Dave Chappelle thing, I don't know who comes up with the cancel part, right? At first, cancellation just meant like, I no longer will watch any more of your specials. I won't deal with anything else that you have something to do. But now cancellation means let's take this person's platform. Let's take them off the internet. Let's take them off of Netflix. Let's take them out of the public lexicon, period, right? And to me, that's dangerous because that stifles individuality. It stifles other mind frames and other ways of thinking. And it seems like you only want to be led down a path to where everybody thinks and agrees with the same thing. And so when it comes down to canceling Dave Chappelle, this is what I don't get. I personally don't know anybody who wants to cancel Dave Chappelle. Do you? Let's do a small test. Let us know who wants to cancel Dave Chappelle. NewEarthRadio@gmail.com. You guys let us know if you know anybody who wants to cancel Dave Chappelle. And let's weigh the numbers. Because the way that things are projected to us, it almost seems like everybody in the world wants to cancel Dave Chappelle. And this is the trick of the cancellation movement. We're going to cancel you. We're going to cancel you. I think one, that's to have people in fear. and fear to say things that doesn't go with the narrative that certain groups of people want to hear. Because when I look and see who gets canceled, the people who get canceled the most are people who say things that Karens don't like. Yup. American wedge issues are based off the feelings of Karens. Just think about it. Just think about it. I asked a few people from the LGBTQ community. First, I asked them what they felt about the baby and his statements. What I got from them was, oh, well, who cares about the baby? Right? I say, do you think he should be canceled? For what? Just won't listen to him. Then when it comes to Dave Chappelle, I asked a few more people when they said, Dave Chappelle, Dave's the GOAT. Why would I cancel him? I might not agree with everything, but I'm not going to cancel him. And I'm saying, well, the news is making it, the media is making it, the social algorithm is making it as if there's worldwide calls to cancel Dave Chappelle. But in my reality, no, in my actuality, that's not what I'm seeing. I am not seeing the numbers bear out. I do not want to cancel Dave Chappelle. And so when it comes down to cancellation, I'm going to tell you guys what I think. I think most people who come up with I think most of the time, the cancellation narrative begins, I think it starts with the liberal white woman somewhere. I think she says something and she tweets it, and I think it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And next thing you know, Dave Chappelle should be getting canceled. I just don't know anybody who really wants to cancel Dave Chappelle. So it just makes me feel like anything in America that makes white women mad, oh, shit hits the fan. Shit hits the fan. You can't do anything to make white women mad in America or rub up against their sensibilities. And I'm not talking about all white women. I purposefully said liberal white women. And this comes from a whole bunch of self-experience. I used to drive to San Francisco in the Bay Area up Northern California once a week, sometimes twice. Personal reasons. Personal reasons. Just going to see the redwood forest. I just wanted to see the trees. And I would get these relationships and these conversations with some of the most liberal white women on the face of the planet. And we would have these in-depth conversations. And I realized then that everything offends them. Everything offends them. Even things that they don't identify with whatsoever. If it offends them, I notice that it becomes an argument in America. So America's wedge issues come from the innate intuition of white liberal women. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. And sometimes it's disguised, in my opinion, it's disguised as, oh, it's just coming from the LGBTQ community. Maybe. But who's planting that seed? Who is planting that seed? And in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, Tyrone Irvin, Soapbox Heroes, in my opinion is most issues that we see in America that boil to a point to where we're talking about canceling this person or canceling that person are things that make liberal white women mad, right? Because even when we look at like people like R. Kelly, now R. Kelly eventually did get canceled or so-called canceled because I don't know what cancellation means because I still know people who listen to R. Kelly. I still go places that play R. Kelly. So if he still has a loyal fan base, is he technically canceled, right? But even when it came to R. Kelly, look how long it took. It was only when he started pissing off white women. They're like, we got to get him. We got to get him. All right. And so that's truly what I believe. Cancellation is only for those who don't like the individual anymore. The general catharsis of saying, we're going to cancel this person, in my opinion, needs to be canceled. We need to cancel that. Or the next person that someone says is canceled, do your own poll. Do your own poll, however small the sample size is, and see how that comports with your reality. Because a lot of times it don't. In fact, when they said the baby's canceled, I looked at a friend of mine and I said, no, he's not. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not canceled. That's just something people say to get attention real fast. To cancel someone means that their actual fans have to cancel them. And if these people aren't getting canceled by their fan base, who are they getting canceled by? People who didn't like them anyway. This is Soapbox Heroes. My name is Tyrone Irvin, KNER, New Earth Radio World. Yeah.